I not have this luxurious lifestyle? Why am I struggling financially? And also, it can be looks. Why don't I look as young, as thin, as beautiful? And it's all these unhelpful comparisons. The great thing about you, the great thing about me, is that we're all unique. And life would be so boring if everyone achieved the same, did the same, looked the same. It would be a disaster. So it's about actually loving yourself and boosting your self-esteem. So if this is appealing to you, what I'm saying right now, then do go to my website, because there I have a free self-love, self-esteem boosting meditation. Just go under individual counselling, and at the bottom you'll see the self-love audio program, which you can buy, which is a really good price at the moment, which takes you through 8 weeks of loving yourself and getting into actions that create more happiness. And there's also a free self-esteem, self-love boosting meditation that you can just listen to boost your self-esteem. Because unfortunately, this is actually quite serious. Social media addiction, social media obsession, overusage on social media can lead to anxiety. And I've helped many people with panic attacks, whether I'm working with them online or in Dubai. And we overcome these panic attacks, we use hypnotherapy. And panic attacks from seeing things on social media actually happens. If you are comparing yourself and feeling down about yourself because you're not living in a way that you want to live, or you're not looking a way you want to look, or you're not owning what you want to own, it's time to change. It's time to take action. Yes, take action to work towards your goals. Set yourself realistic goals to help you feel good. But more than that, work on the core of yourself. To realise that whenever we want any of these material things, what we're often looking for is love. I want a car. Why? Because it'll make me feel good. And why would it make you feel good? Because I'll feel good because I feel that I've achieved, or other people might perceive me as achieving. All these things is because we want love. And so when we start to give ourselves love, we can start to have an amazing breakthrough, an amazing transformation. So do check out and get my self-love audio if this is speaking to you right now. Because comparing unrealistic expectations of ourselves to others is pointless. We're never ever going to be like anyone else. And this not feeling good enough is a trigger for many addictions, and social media is just one of them. I know because I've had them. I've had the sugar addiction, I've had the bulimia addiction, I've had the alcohol dependency for a while. And so I know that we need to get to the root of this not feeling good enough. Because just imagine this scenario. You're feeling a little tired, fed up or frustrated, and you end up scrolling through your friends' profiles. And you see image after image of happiness and success. And you know in your life there's lots of things that you still want to achieve, or you feel that you're falling behind with. Is it going to have a positive effect on you? Yes or no? Most times, no. If you want to be and interact with your friends, if you want to get their support, take it offline. Have a call with them, meet them, be around your loved ones, let them boost your self-esteem. If you're feeling vulnerable, down, then avoid social media. Do things that make you feel good. This is always the way forward. And especially it can be painful when people are suffering a loss, like a miscarriage, ending of a marriage, ill health, financial loss, all of those things. To see other people having what you want, that may hurt you like a knife cutting into you, into your heart, into your stomach. So protect yourself. And if you find it hard to stop, then I'm going to be sharing some tips on that very soon. It's the same with people who seem to have the perfect picture bodies. Those perfect bodies that are airbrushed, that are flawless, no wrinkles, perfect size, proportion, torso, waist, lower part of their body, all in perfection. And for people that are battling with their body issues, with their weight issues, with self-esteem around body and weight, you're going to be negatively affected by this kind of content, because it's going to make you feel like you're not good enough. And this constant comparing to social media feeds has to stop. If social media is affecting your healthy eating, if it's affecting your self-esteem, if it's leading you to overeat or undereat, protect yourself. And instead, focus on things that give you love. Maybe try my self-love audio program or my self-love meditation. Because the false perception and scrutiny is not good for our mental health. And as I mentioned, it can lead to serious problems. It can lead to people getting eating disorders. It can lead to people ruining their relationships because they feel down, not good enough, shut down, closed down, negative. It can then affect health, sleep, work, And whilst I can say lovingly to you from the bottom of my heart, do not compare yourself to others, and you know that makes perfect sense, you still are probably going to find yourself doing it if you're spending a lot of time on social media, because social media is addictive, and that comparing can be a natural instinct. So that's why I'm going to give you some tips now to fight social media addiction so you can live your life to the full. So these tips are to help you monitor your social media usage and make sure that you're being more productive with your time, as well as claiming back your free time so that you can spend it on things that lift you, like love and connection. So the first one is track the time that you spend. Now you might think this is odd, but timing your social media usage is a good way to show you just how much time you are spending on social media. And often you will be more shocked into spending less time when you realise how much time you're spending. So you can either go online and time yourself with a stopwatch, which may be a bit inconvenient, or better than that, Instagram and Facebook have a setting where you can limit how much time you spend on it, where it can automatically shut down after 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, whatever your daily limit is, for example. And you can also have an alarm set up on your phone. There are so many different apps now that you can download, so just Google the different apps and you can download them, and then they tell you how much time you're spending on each app per day. And they can set up alarms and warnings to help you. And if you're concerned that your spouse, your husband, your wife, your teenager, your other family member is addicted to social media, then you can suggest, and this is what some of the families I recommended, they did this and they loved it, they all installed the app on their phone, an app that tracks all of this. And then they started having a competition. At the end of the day at the dinner table, the whole family would say, who has spent the less time on social media and on their phone today? And the person that won got a treat. So maybe something like this. The next thing is to remember to use what the phone is for. Remember those days when all we could do was pick up the phone and call someone. We couldn't do anything else with our phone. That was all it was for. So imagine that today. Imagine that for one day a week, all you can do is call people and just enjoy interacting with a human, listening to their voice, listening to their tone of voice, empathizing, caring, and engaging with them. The next is getting some fresh air. See the sun or the moon. Take in some fresh air. Enjoy some time in nature. These days I don't really feel we're doing enough of getting outside of our homes. So maybe this is really great to give yourself a break from staring at a screen. The next option and great thing to do is to reduce your memberships. If you don't have an online business, there's probably no point to be signed up for sites that pretty much do the same things and be connected to all of them at the same time. Do you really need Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Snapchat, all the various other ones? Or can you just choose one or two? Can you limit your membership so you spend less time needing to check through all these different sites, perhaps? The next option is to be wise online. Don't just follow hundreds and hundreds of people because you can. Remember that who you are following and being exposed to has a large influence on your well-being most of the time, without you even realising it. So be aware of who you follow and who follows you, and post productively and accordingly. Do you want to be following people that are obsessing about diets? I know I don't. Do you want to be following people that are following a negative vibe? I don't. Maybe you do. What interests you? What lifts you up? What makes you feel good? Follow the people that you love and that bring excitement and joy to your life. And you can always follow me if you want to. I've just really started out on Instagram, so it's not very big at the moment, but that doesn't matter. I post loving, supportive posts for me and anyone who is interested. And if you want to find me, it's Nicola Beer 1. Don't forget the 1, because there's another Nicola Beer, bless her, living in Australia, New Zealand way, who seems to be getting messages and tags for me. So it's Nicola Beer1. If you'd like to follow me, that'll be a real honour, and it'll be great to connect that way too. The next one is avoid procrastinating. Limit your time online. This can help us when it comes to getting your other work done. Often we can find ourselves procrastinating and being sucked into clinging and clicking on one link after another, and before we know it, we've watched 3 YouTube documentaries, 15 Facebook videos, more and more things. And this obviously is how the internet works. You watch something, it sends you another thing, it sends you another thing, and it just goes on in a cycle. And this can be very addictive. And then hours can go by. And if this is to avoid getting work done, getting things that you want to get done, it's really important to make sure that you get what you need to get done. So don't use it to procrastinate. Get your work done first. Get the things that you want to get done first in your day. Whether it's your exercise, your food, preparation, your relationship engagement, things you need to do for your finances. Make sure this comes before your social media first. And I personally, when I'm doing things, I put my phone on silent and I put my computer on complete silent. Because even when I'm doing work and then I hear a ping, it makes me want to go to it, and then I read a ping, and then I've forgotten why I'm there, and then I might scroll some other things. So I think silence really helps me. And experts have been suggesting for years that the best and most productive way to structure your day is in 90-minute intervals. 90 minutes of concentration, break, 90 minutes, break, 90 minutes. So give yourself 90 minutes breaks where there's no social media, no touching the phone, get things done, have a 10-minute break, another 90 minutes, and just keep doing it like that. And obviously breaking longer for lunch and things like that. This can work really, really well. In fact, if you're interested in procrastination, I have an episode on overcoming procrastination and the damage a procrastinator can cause to a relationship. So if you're interested, that's going to be on my Save Your Marriage podcast show. And it's going to be on the effects of procrastination on love relationships. So do subscribe to that show if you are interested and you want to make sure that you get that content. The next thing is to consider stop using cell phone apps. Stick to social media just on your screen, on your desktop or your laptop, or vice versa. By conditioning yourself not to look at your apps on your phone or your computer, you will help yourself to reduce your time online. And nothing can be that important that you need to have these apps everywhere you go. Now I know that I am actually guilty of this myself. I have the apps on my phone, I have the apps on my computer, I have the apps on my iPad. It's like, why do I need these apps on 3 places? This is ridiculous. So now I don't. And it's made such a difference. Such amazing difference. So ask yourself, do you really need it on all places? Does it help you? Does it hinder you? And of course, you've got to make that decision for yourself. And lastly, spend time with real people. And I can't emphasize the importance of this enough. Connecting in real life, instead of going back and forth through memes and emojis, where no actual conversation takes place, is no comparison. Enjoying seeing people will actually stop you looking and checking your social media because you'll be having such a good time you won't need to. Remembering that affection is a big part of maintaining loving relationships. And if you're suffering from anxiety, depression or low self-esteem, spending time with people who care about you and make you feel good is key to healing and getting yourself out of any stuck place that you might find yourself in. And when you spend more time with close friends and family, everyone benefits, as you aren't the only one who suffers when you spend countless hours on social media. Your family and your friends don't see you. We all know people that are too busy learning how to customize their phone backgrounds, or they want to take crazy pictures all the time from all different angles, and it hurts. It hurts feeling second best to a phone. It hurts feeling that your present and conversation is not as interesting as someone else's post about what they are eating or doing. Social media has so many benefits. Let's just make sure we control it rather than letting it control us, and use it to strengthen our self-esteem and relationships than damage it and them. From my heart to yours, thank you so much for listening today. I really am so lucky to have